Hello, Little Falls. It's just Jeffrey joining you for this latest episode of Historic New Jersey. And today we are coming to you from the Van Wegenen House, also known as the Apple Tree House in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Apple Tree comes in because of a story that there was an apple tree in the front yard, and that during the Revolutionary War, there was a meeting between General Washington and Marquis de Lafayette, the French supporter of the Revolution, and that they met under the apple tree in front of the Apple Tree House. That's where that name came from. Now, since then, I have to say, there's some alternative versions that the real meeting was 4 or 5 blocks away, but it stuck. In 1740, this was built by a Dutch-named family as a Dutch house in a Jersey city that by then was ruled by the British.
I see. So survival mode.
More than that. It's much bigger than that. When the British, because of events in Europe, basically took over all the Dutch possessions in the late 1670s, including New York City, they didn't have people. They took it over really because of events that took place in Europe, where there were the wars and the Brits won and the French lost and the Dutch lost. And when they took over, the Brits did not have their own colonization goals for this area, which meant that the existing Dutch population remained essentially the socially dominant, literally for over 100 years. These 2 parlors, because it's really considered 2 parlors, first of all, they're part of an expansion of the house from, say, 1840. Still retaining partial Dutch-style architecture, but now the entire complex having a more modern front. This was residential, a complete residential house for a while, but somewhere during the 19th century or early 20th, one of the owners turned it into a funeral parlor. And as far as I understand, it remained then a funeral parlor till basically its abandonment in around 2010. The entire house has been turned over on a lease basis to a nonprofit called the Museum of Jersey City History. A group of citizens were recruited with lots of inspiration by Mayor Stephen Fulop to put the museum together. And maybe two and a half years ago, it started 2 years ago, started its first exhibit upstairs, which was an exhibit on Mayor on Mayor Haig, pardon me. And that's just taken down, but it was deemed the proper first thing to look at in this new Museum of Jersey City History. This is our main gallery for the Museum of Jersey City History. The city gave us a wonderful floor, then this wide open space, and they installed track lighting, a museum, and we will continue to use this for what will be our main exhibit at any particular time. Its first use was a celebration of Frank Haig's 30 years as mayor. What we're now doing is celebrating the many different sports venues in Jersey City over the years used for boxing, baseball, track, not so much football, but basketball. And the organizing principle of this exhibit is the arenas, like New Armory, Boyle's 30 Acres, which was a temporary boxing arena built for a particular set of boxing fights. Didn't last very long, but had a key fight of Jack Dempsey here at that Pershing Field, which today still has an ice rink.
The hockey rink, yes.
But was apparently a big track center. And then, of course, Roosevelt Stadium, which hosted any number of different sports, baseball being probably the best known. It's a place where Jackie Robinson played literally his first professional game as a minor leaguer. but later on was used for things like NASCAR races.
That's not a big space to go.
No, but they did that, and it was for a while it was used for football as well. And of course, that Roosevelt Field is now torn down, but I would say it's probably the best known of all these fields. And this exhibit is going to last till late October. Just to give the sense of this museum, later that in November till February, we're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Hudson County Community College up here. And we hope very much to do a major exhibit in 2026, which is a anniversary year, the 250th of the Revolution. And this museum plans to focus not so much on the Revolutionary War, but on the Declaration of Independence and the principles involved and how they've evolved in time beyond the actual writing of the Declaration. So that's what this room is going to be used for.
Michael, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to give us all this tour of this wonderful home. And I really hope that we come back soon.
So do we.
If you could just let us know the hours of operation so that if anyone wants to come down and visit this home, they can.
Yeah. We're an all-volunteer organization, so our hours are still somewhat limited. Every Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 5, the home is open, the museum's open. And on alternating Saturdays and Sundays from 1 to 5, it's very easy to find which is which because we have a calendar on our this website, which also, by the way, has a lot of other information about the exhibits. We actually put our exhibit panels on our website even while the exhibit is going on. So that we hope to see some of viewers here to come and see us. And as I think I've said before, this exhibit will be open till at least mid-October, so you have time to see it.
So thank you again, Michael, and we thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you next time.